There's a saying, don't wait until your children leave home to remember that you're married. It's simple and it's true. For those who are married, one of the greatest gifts you can give your child is the security of a strong and healthy marriage. As you step into parenting, your relationship will naturally change, but its importance doesn't. In fact, as parents, your marriage will need even more intentional care as demands on your time and focus increase. The Bible tells us that marriage was designed for companionship. In Genesis 2, God says it is not good for man to be alone. Marriage is a partnership. It's a relationship where unity is of utmost importance. But like most things, marriages don't thrive by accident. If left unattended, your relationship can drift. The goal isn't for your marriage to just survive the years of parenting, but to continue to thrive within them and beyond. You, as a couple, get to decide the investment you put into your marriage. You get to choose how strong your connection is and the unity you share. And you get to choose to give your best to your marriage or what is left over. It is an intentional decision and one that takes ongoing care. Before children, creating space to be together may have been obvious. It may have looked like regular date nights or spontaneous time together out and about. Date night with a newborn could be sitting on the couch together, not talking, and calling it quality time because no one is crying. It could be a walk with your takeaway coffee with your baby in the buggy. It could be taking time at the end of the day to talk to one another instead of scrolling on your phone. It could be as romantic as, hey, I made you some toast, and a thank you via a kiss and a cuddle. But more seriously, make a commitment early on to eat at the table, even if you have to tag team holding your baby or rocking a bassinet at the same time, because eating at the table gives you time for eye contact and communication. And these habits that you form early on are wonderful for your marriage, but they also carry on into family habits that shape your family culture. Another key area is communication. Parenting has a way of exposing how well or not so well you communicate. You'll have less sleep, less time, and you'll have more pressure, and these things can quickly lead to misunderstanding or frustration. Scripture gives us a foundation for this. In Ephesians chapter 5, calls us to walk in love as Christ loved us and gave himself for us. That kind of love is sacrificial. It means when you listen, you're not just waiting to speak, you're seeking to understand. And when you speak, you're not just offloading, you're aiming to build up, to foster unity in decision-making, and to maintain an openness and a vulnerability to share what really matters. Healthy communication doesn't start with techniques. It starts with a heart of love for one another. It's also important to recognize that you are both changing. Parenthood shapes you. You may feel differently, you may think differently, or you might even respond differently than before. So part of investing in your marriage is learning about each other again and again. As you step into this new season, it may feel unfamiliar at times. You're learning a new rhythm, not just as individuals, but as a couple who are now parents. And that can feel a bit disorientating, but it's a normal part of the transition. Lastly, but importantly, let's talk about sex. Sexual intimacy is a significant and God-designed part of marriage. Now, just to state the obvious, having sex can increase your chance of having a baby, but having a baby doesn't exactly increase the chances of you having sex. In fact, children of all ages find creative ways to interrupt your sex life, and the newborn stage might just be the most disruptive. You're tired, your routines are different, and for mums, your body may be recovering and changing in ways you didn't expect. And what once felt natural and spontaneous may now take some intention. The reality is things may not just go back to how they were, and that's okay. This is a season of adjustment. But while rhythms may change, the need for intimacy doesn't disappear. Because intimacy is more than just sex. It's about connection, closeness, and feeling chosen. In this next season, there can be some very real and often unspoken questions underneath the surface. Do I still matter? Am I still desired? Have I been replaced by the baby? These are real and important questions, and for many, sexual intimacy is deeply connected to feeling loved, secure, and close, which is why open, honest, and gracious communication is so important. There may be times when physical recovery means waiting. There may be moments where things don't go to plan. There may be awkward squirting of breast milk, and sometimes you just need a sense of humour. The goal is not perfection, it's connection and unity. To continue affirming, I love you. I choose you. We are still us. From the newborn stage through the preschool years and beyond, your relationship will continue to change. There will always be new pressures and reasons to put your marriage on the back burner. But a healthy marriage doesn't happen by accident. It is something you intentionally nurture over time through communication, through shared time together, and through intimacy. Because one day the newborn stage will pass, the preschool years will pass, and when those seasons shift, your marriage will still be there. And at that point, will you be married to a stranger or a lifelong friend still walking hand in hand?